With the 16th selection of the 2019 MLB Draft, the Arizona Diamondbacks select Corbin
Hello everyone, and welcome to the very first edition of The Next Level, a video series that catches up with Lakeside athletes who are playing at, you guessed it, the next level. I'm Mike Lengel. I'm one of the assistant athletic directors at Lakeside, and joining us today for our very first installment of the show is from the class of 2019, Corbin Carroll. Corbin, how's it going, man?
Doing great, yeah, can't complain.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird time, man. How are things holding up for you and the family?
Holding up pretty well. Honestly, just it's good to spend time with them. A lot of family time that wouldn't otherwise be there, so definitely taking advantage of it.
Yeah. How are you keeping yourself busy? I'm sure, you've got to be working out and doing all kinds of things too, yeah?
I think that's one thing about minor league life that I didn't understand going into it. It's just how time changes so much for me. Like kind of those long bus rides and just the pace of it changes time a lot. And so whereas Lakeside, you've got your 45 minutes. Every 45 minutes, you've got everything lined up, right? I'd say it's a lot more relaxed and, 2 hours here or there, like it can just pass like that. But yeah, I've been busy working out, still hitting, still doing all that good stuff. And then, yeah, family time too.
When did you end up coming back from camp?
Middle of March, they started sending everyone home. So I think I got home March 17th or 18th, I want to say.
Okay.
About a month.
Yeah, well, weird time. Obviously, hope the best and hope everything works out, that you get to back on the field here pretty soon. Glad everything's going well for you and your family. So we're going to move on to our first segment. We're going to start with the book, and that's where I'm going to catch everybody who's watching up on who Corbin Carroll is and what you're doing now. You, of course, like I said, came from the class of 2019, probably known most as a baseball player for Lakeside. You are a record holder in 14 categories through Lakeside baseball, including hits in a career, batting average in a career, home runs in a career, and games played in a career. You were drafted in the 2019 Major League Baseball draft in the first round by the Arizona Diamondbacks, where, correct me if I'm wrong here, you spent most of your first season with the Hillsboro Hops, one of their minor league affiliates. Would you say that was most of your time spent there?
Yeah, it was a pretty even split between there and I started off in the lowest level there in the AZL.
Your minor league career so far, you're batting .299, you're slugging .487, you've hit 2 home runs, 9 doubles, and 7 triples. Let's move on to our next segment. We're going to call this one Playing Catch, and this is where we'll just catch up, talk a little bit about your time at Lakeside and your time and what you're doing right now and how those two things blend together. All those Lakeside records, you've got a bunch more. I listed a few there. Which one do you think you're most proud of?
I'll just go home runs then. I get told a lot of the time, smaller stature, don't have enough pop, but so I'll go with that one. Pretty proud of that one.
I got 22 home runs in your Lakeside career.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good for a high school career. You also got home runs in a season with 9. Which season was that?
That was senior year. Yeah.
Okay. You of course went straight from high school straight into professional baseball. But what do you think was something that Lakeside baseball specifically helped you prepare or helped you get prepared for immediately going into professional baseball?
We knew that we were at a disadvantage already from the fact that, we don't have the biggest program. There's not a lot of kids who are showing up just because we've got a smaller school in general. And so, we knew we had to take advantage of every practice and every opportunity we had. And so I'd say things like, practicing through some pretty tough rain or some hail or some snow, even in captain's practices, I think we had a captain's practice in 25 degrees, but just kind of that mentality of, do what it takes. I think that was something that's very applicable to minor league baseball, and, just kind of find a way.
That's great, and not something that's too dissimilar from any other Lakeside sports program, really. We're all, because it is a smaller school and we play up at that 3A level, we tend to have smaller teams and go up against teams that have bigger rosters. Yeah, you're right. I think something that it teaches kids to do is just be ready to go no matter what. Not everybody that plays Lakeside baseball or high school baseball at that. In fact, a very small percentage are going to the show and going to professional baseball like you are. But what's something that you think everybody that plays for Lakeside gets out of it the same that you got out of it, even though you're playing at the highest level?
I think something about Lakeside baseball that's super cool is the fact that the coaches, no matter who you are, if you're the freshman player who they know, is just kind of going out there to have a good time and make some friends, or you're the senior out there who's grinding and wants to play and get to that next level. They're gonna do everything in their power to make sure that you're having the most positive experience and you're getting exactly out of it what you want to get out of it. So the coach is super supportive, and I'd say that's something that's a major advantage for Lakeside baseball, is having coaches like that.
Well, let's move on to our next segment. We're going to call this one Storytellers. And so when we were prepping for this, I asked you to think about a story that you wanted to share that wasn't something that we can go look back in the scorebooks and see and find out about all ourselves. It's just something that you had to be there in order to experience whatever story you're about to tell us with. So go ahead, tell us a story.
A game my senior year, so this past year, I think we had a tie game, like 7-7 or 8-8 or something like that. And Luke Porter, teammate in my class, one of my best friends, he had an absolute monster game, right? It was either the 7th or 8th inning where he hits a ball and he got it pretty good, and he looks back at the crowd and just throws his bat in the air thinking he walked off the game, and it hit the fence and he ended up getting a single out of it. That was a good one. That was one you had to be there to appreciate. So he got some good ribbon for that, but that was definitely one of my favorite experiences to watch. The next time he got up, he had another piece. I mean, he couldn't get out that game. It was ridiculous. We ended up winning that game on a walk-off by Julian Sanders. And so that was one of the crazier baseball games I've been a part of.
Comes the pitch.
Oh, good.
Yes! It's a winning run. Sanders, a 10-9 victory here for Lakeside.
Okay, we're going to move on to our next segment here. We're going to call this one Let's Get Nerdy. I coach football, but I'm definitely consider myself more of a baseball guy. Baseball has always been my thing, so I was actually really excited to start talking some nerdy baseball stuff with you. Most people probably would remember your time at Lakeside, or they can remember watching you play at Lakeside and remember you as a hitter.
He doesn't want to throw at him! Wait, his hand was up.
You did bat 450 throughout your time at Lakeside. That's your career batting average. Which of the skills, either as a hitter or an outfielder, do you think translated easiest into minor league baseball?
I'd say my approach is pretty holistic. I'm never just gonna call one thing good and then go and focus on another thing, right? Like I'm out there every day trying to get better in all aspects. And that's 100% my mentality. Going in, I had a pretty good idea that, if I played my game and it didn't let pressure overwhelm me, that I was going to do fairly well. I try and consider myself a 5-tool player and definitely work every day to be that.
So as a high school hitter, you can count on seeing high school level pitching. You're going to see some great pitching, but not all of it's going to be at a super high level. But now that you're a pro, probably every arm, like you were just talking about, probably every arm that you see, especially at the plate, is going to be one of the best arms from wherever they're coming from. How has your approach to each at bat changed from, going up against high school pitchers who you've seen before to now brand new pitchers who you've never seen before, but you do know that they're, like you said, they're going to have some speed, they're going to have some bite on breaking balls and whatever else they can do well. How does that change your approach to at bats?
Whoever the pitcher is going out there, they're out there because that team believes in them, and they've paid them money because they think that they have some attributes that's going to get them to the major leagues. These guys are legit. Like, these guys, they've got major league stuff. They may not have it all put together yet in terms of command or pitch selection or secondary stuff, whatever it may be, but they've got something that can get any hitter on this planet out. And so that's tough. You got to compete every day. The biggest thing for me, in my opinion, is just to remember that I'm there for a reason. Remember my mindset.
Do you feel like you've had to change any part of your identity of who you are, especially as a hitter, or like try to be a different kind of hitter at this level or each level that you've played at so far? Do you feel like you're a guy with speed? I think people often recognize that you're one of the faster guys in the base paths. Do you think that's changed your identity as a hitter?
Politicians There's a drive, left center field. That's a long run for Isles. He's going to have to chase it into the corner. There goes Carroll. He is a blur rounding second base. On his way to third. Stand-up triple to lead off the fifth. Already his third.
You know, I'd say that there's nothing better than a hitter who can lay down a bunt and then hit a home run next at bat. I'm not too concerned with diving too deep into that stuff right now. I'm just trying to go out there and do the best that I can do, but at the same time not, overgrip the bat, not get too tight and get too worked up about trying to do too much. Just go out there, let it come naturally, because I think that's one of the most interesting things about baseball. At the plate, when you've got milliseconds to react to balls, you got to just go up there and be nice and loose and relaxed and play your game. And so that's going to be the best strategy to go out there and have success.
I got the chance to come see you play when you were playing for Hillsboro, and you got to come up here and play the Everett Aqua Sox back here in your hometown.
Well, that was one of my favorite experiences playing baseball. I say that all the time. I mean, after a long summer, the first time you're away from family and friends, people that you know for that long, being able to come back and finish off the summer that way, that was super special. Shout out to my mom. She got a good couple hundred people out there to be able to watch, and so that was just an atmosphere of baseball that I hadn't experienced in that way before, and that was pretty unbelievable.
We're going to move on to our next segment. This one I'm actually really excited about. We're calling this one Time Trials.
Yep.
So put on your speed shoes or whatever else you need. I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock. There'll be some sort of a cool digital clock here somewhere that I'll put on. And we're going to start right now. Where is a place in the world you really want to visit?
Australia.
What's your favorite book?
Favorite book? What's that book I just read? Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
What's the best Halloween costume you've ever dressed up in?
Gotta go with Batman. Batman.
What's your most used emoji?
Laughing face.
What was your favorite subject at Lakeside?
Physiology.
What's your secret talent?
Secret talent?
Yeah.
Cooking. Definitely cooking.
Who's playing you at a movie about your life?
Oof. Stump me there. Let's see.
You got 5 seconds.
Shoot, yeah, I don't know.
All right, time's up. So we got through 6. We got 6.
All right.
6 is the number to beat. 6 is the number to beat from now on. We're calling this next session Run It Back, and this is where we're going to invite a guest onto the show each time we do this, somebody that knows you and your time at Lakeside doing what you did, to come on the show and ask you some trivia about your time playing your sport at Lakeside. Here we are, Coach Kellen Sundin. Welcome to the show.
What's up there, fella?
Kellen Sundin, head baseball coach, baseball program head at Lakeside. Kellen, how many years have you been our baseball program head?
Been at Lakeside for 8 years, been the head coach for 5.
So I understand, Kellen, you've prepared some questions, some trivia questions for Corbin. We're going to see how well he does remembering his time at Lakeside.
All right, Corb, Langle tasked me with some trivia questions here. So I got 4 of them for you. These all have to do with your time here at Lakeside. Some are record-based, some are just things that happened. So are you ready?
Ready.
You are tied for the most baseball games in Lakeside school history. How many games is it? And who are you tied with?
99 Zane Baker.
Correct. 1 for 1. 2 for 2, really. Good start. You are a rare 2-time captain for Lakeside baseball. There have only been a handful in program history. Your career actually overlapped with 2 others who were also 2-time captains. Can you name them?
It's got to be Ben Hinthorn.
Absolutely. Ben Hinthorn's one of them.
And then Shaw.
Ryan Shaw.
All right.
Still perfect. As we know, you hold most of the offensive records in school history, but one you do not hold is most times being hit by a pitch in your career. Who holds that record?
It's got to be either Matt Dietz or Defo. I think One of them might have hit by pitches for a season, and one of them might have hit by pitches for a career.
As usual, you're right.
I'm gonna go with Matt Dietz for the
Oh, you are right. I'm sorry. Matt hit by pitch in his career is Dietz, 25. Last one. Maybe the hardest, going back to your freshman year. When you were a freshman, we played in the state championship game. Can you name the 4 teams we played in the state tournament that year? And a freebie for a 5th point. Who was the starting pitcher for us in the final game?
Okay, so we definitely played Arlington.
That was game 2.
We definitely played Sumner.
Semifinal.
Lake Washington.
LW in the championship. First game.
Pound.
Here's a hint for you. It was the first career home run you ever hit, I believe, was in that game. I finally stump you.
The game that Sam Bay hit the longest foul ball we've ever seen.
I can't remember if that was Glacier Peak or Arlington. It was definitely that day.
Oh, well, there you go. Was it Glacier
Oh,
Peak?
Glacier Peak, I told you. There you go. Nice work. The starting pitcher for the championship game.
Yours truly.
That's right.
Nice. Well, we'll call that like 3.5.
3.5? Yeah, well.
Half of that answer was given away accidentally.
He did a great job on hit by pitch. He got 2 answers when I was really only looking for 1. So.
Coach Sundin, thanks for coming on.
All right. Happy to be here. Good to see you, Corb. We'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Corbin, that's pretty much all that I have for you. I did want to leave the end of the show to you, though, man, and give a shout out to anybody from your Lakeside days. You can be a teammate, you can be a coach, you could be anybody else you want to shout out and say hey to. The end of the show is yours, man. Go ahead.
Obviously, Coach Sundin, who we just had on, did an unbelievable job. He was the head coach my sophomore year through senior year. Coach Sundin really took us to that next level in terms of truly being a team, that formidable team year in and year out that Lakeside wasn't always known for. He's definitely done a lot for me, personal life, just been a great friend to me as well, and so that's a big one for me right there. And all of my teammates, from freshman year to through senior year, can't say I had a bad one, especially as a freshman coming in to high school, right? Some of your most formative years, and you form some of those habits that are going to stick with you for the rest of your life. We just had amazing leaders and examples, and Ryan Shaw, Ben Hinthorn, just to name a few, Xander Bailey, just people who definitely took me under the wing and taught me how I want to treat other people. And yeah, definitely just can't say enough positive things about what Lakeside baseball and Lakeside in general did for me. Super special place.
Well, thanks for taking the time to talk to me today and catch up a little bit with me. I know, like we talked about before, kind of a weird time, but I'm thankful that we had some time together to catch up and talk.
Yeah, 100%. Go Lions.
Yeah, take it easy, man. All right, everybody, that was it. The first installment of The Next Level. Thanks so much to Corbin Carroll for coming on and sharing a little bit with us about his experiences at Lakeside and his future beyond in the world of professional baseball. Keep an eye out for more Next Level episodes coming soon. This is still a work in progress, definitely something I want to keep going. But thanks for being here with us today and for listening. And as always, go Lions.